Grady? Grady? You just won a prize. Grady just won a prize. Good morning to everybody. But Grady won. Grady, we're going to send you a gram of concentrate. Send us your address to remind me. Grady. Gram of concentrate. Why? Why did Grady win? Because he was the first person on my screen to say happy anniversary. Boop. Happy anniversary, Grady. Said it to me. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Mr. Grady. Good job, Grady. Way to stay on top of it. Okay. Good morning.
Still on?
We're still on, bro. 3 years later.
3 years?
3 years later.
Nice job, Pops.
You too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be talking.
Yeah.
I'll get you over here in a few. Hang around. Moms, I saw you this morning. Hags. I love that guy. Here we go. Wait.
Happy anniversary. For a cheerful toast and fill it. Happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. For a cheerful toast and fill it. Happy anniversary. But be careful you don't spill it. Happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Fred, you remembered.
How could I ever forget the happiest day of my life?
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Well, thanks, fellas. It sure was.
She and happy, they're both as happy as can be. Celebrating merrily their happy anniversary.
And I didn't forget you, darling. Happy anniversary.
A tie with spots on it already. Just what I always needed.
Hot dog.
Oh, Fred.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
All right, fellas. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. We now state emphatically it's happy anniversary.
Excuse me. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. I don't want to talk to you. Shh. Go away. Happy anniversary. Good morning. Happy anniversary. March 5th, 2021. March 5th, 2021. We were able to go live with our first broadcast on YouTube. Some of us remember even before that. Is it okay if I spend 10 or 15 minutes walking down memory lane here this morning? Is that okay with you guys? And then we'll jump to it. Memory lane. Because it's been more than 3 years. That's just how long we've been on YouTube. We have a year before that. Okay? If anybody doesn't want to hear memory lane, well, I guess I understand. But 3 years ago, we weren't getting cups like this. We were going, it would be so cool if somebody would send me a cup. Take the ego out of it. We're going to brag here. It's going to come out flexy braggy, but it's not. I promise you from the bottom of my heart. Because if we do go back in memory lane, you're going to find out 4 years ago. It's almost 4.5 years ago. I dove into mycology in a full-time way. Bob Cerrone. And because it, here's a something you guys have to, it's hard to wrap our brain around. I was thinking about it, not meditating on it, but definitely cogitating on this morning for some time. Our culture has completely changed in just the 3 years of tea. I'm not even going to talk about the year and a half before that I can attest to. Our American culture has completely changed in terms of its attitude and its receptiveness towards taking psilocybin off of a Schedule 1 drug, recognizing and actually being willing to publicize the amazing therapeutic properties. It has drastically changed. If you could put yourself in a time machine and go back just 3 years, people were still cowering, still a little afraid. There was still, everything was like code words. There were things like people teaching, I'm not making aspersions to any single individual, because there were more than one, still are, teaching, trying to put mycology out there in some forms, pro sciences in another, wearing masks because of fear. Fear makes us do that. There was stigmas. There were rumor and innuendo. We were still wanting to call it magic 3 years ago. I personally don't like that term, magic mushrooms. They had turned it into magic mushrooms. Let's go back in history in the 60s to isolate it, turn it into an LSD, a hippie. We're jumping off buildings. And now we can turn it into a Schedule 1. Thank you, Nancy Reagan. It's not magic. Sometimes we slip into saying that just because it gets somebody to understand. What kind of mushroom? Magic mushroom? Yeah, magic mushroom. It's a psilocybe mushroom. I don't like playing with magic unless it's impeccable, positive magic. So, 4.5 years ago, is this okay where we're going with this discussion? 4.5 years ago, right as I moved to Michigan, I was going into retirement. I had an idea that I was going to come here and I was going to become a property scion. I was going to come here and get a bigger yacht than the one that I had sold in California. And I was going to buy a bigger one after my new properties in the Detroit area mature. Matter of fact, I'll be just one step ahead of a slumlord, but I'll have enough money to go to the Mediterranean whenever I want. Okay? Call a plumber. I'm in the Mediterranean. That was a plan. I'm not kidding you. I got here, I bought a couple of properties. Retail properties, and we're going to go, okay, we're going to turn those into Airbnbs. Rent those out as Airbnbs. Got a little Airbnb business going. One of the businesses was going pretty good. It was the house. Little did I know. Am I boring anybody with this? I swear I don't mean to bore anybody, but I find myself trying to get you the setup to where did we become tea? How did we become tea with Pops in the first place? Where did it come from? We get to Michigan, and we're going to be We're going to be one step above slumlords. Not really. Truthfully, I always want to make sure people get treated right. But we're going to get some properties and retire very, very comfortably. $1 million. Okay. One of the properties that I bought was very near to an ice rink in Ferndale. Didn't think anything of it until I found out that the hockey rink is where all of the curling people between Canada and United States go back and forth. This is the popular rink to practice curling. Pushing the ice thing, the stone down the ice thing. And they would have curling teams coming into town. Curling teams would need a place to stay. They don't want to pay for a hotel motel. Let's get an Airbnb, all 6 of us, the team. I can tell you there was nobody cooler, more squared away, better tenants, more respectful, just curlers. People that curl. By far, besides rugby players, by far the coolest guys I've ever met. Every cool curling team, they left the place nicer than they came. And then they would tell the other team, hey, there's a really nice spot. It's about a block and a half away from the rink. We kept this place like they kept it swept. Okay. Anyways, why am I telling this story? I'm carried away. A nice, successful little business going there. Our other Airbnb off and on, but it was doing okay. I'm not making much money because we had to spend a lot of money to create the place. Decorate it, get blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're breaking even finally. I'm almost in the Mediterranean with my yacht. If you guys don't know Pops, I need a whole bunch of things to be doing at the same time. Managing a couple of Airbnbs out there, looking for new opportunities, etc. Watching a lot of TV. I'm on the board side. A guy I know in Michigan says, hey, why don't you try growing shrooms? I hearken back to my 18, 19-year-old when I grew a batch of shrooms. And I'm like, growing shrooms. Not a bad idea. So I started looking into growing shrooms 4.5 years ago. Research. I found IG. I'd never heard of IG before. I'm brand new. Guy tells me about IG. You could go on IG, and if you get to know the right people, they could send you some supplies that you can't get elsewise. Just about this time, COVID hits. Airbnb. The law came in and said you gotta cancel all of the appointments. You gotta give everybody their money back, even if you spent it on substrate. You have to give it all back to the people. And there's quarantines, and the way to everything's changed. So sit on your thumbs until COVID dies. You can get a $10,000 loan if you want, though. We'll give it to you. Yeah. Don't go near the poison pill. So the Mediterranean yacht just went up in smoke, in COVID smoke. But in the meantime, the basement's growing. In the meantime, in that, from year 4.5 to about year 4, Pops started growing. Yeah. Almost as fast as the fungi. Everything started to change. This is not a lie that I'm telling you guys right now. I had a different mission. I had a different goal. I had different aims. My background my background is as a teacher preacher. You guys know that. That'll never come out of me. I can't stop it. It's in my genes. I love it. It's supposed to be in your genes if you want to be, if it's you. You find what's you, it's in your genes. You can't stop it. There's guys, musicians, they can't stop playing. They're 70 years old. You can't stop. But now it's time to use it for something good. I gotta use this for something just as good as what I'm growing. I mean it. And every priority changed. The old Pops, I would have taken that $10,000 check from the government. My gut instincts, my financial instincts would take that $10,000, go buy something else. You got a down payment, all you gotta pay them back in 3 years. Man, you're back on the yacht again. But there was stuff growing in my basement that was changing me at my core. And then I started reading things. And then, this is a true story. My first few mushrooms, I didn't take them. I tried them. I have the most beautiful little specimens. Oh God, this is so beautiful. And I gave them to somebody here in Michigan to test. They came back with a testimony. Said, Pops, you are not this. Can I get more? I'm like, well, they work? Because at first you're not even sure. Come on, that's gonna. They work? You're not, I need more. Okay, well, let me start another couple of tubs. Get into the goodness of it. Get into, it's impossible for me to explain, but I'm still really ground level. Now I join IG 4.5 years ago. And you start networking. There were a few of you here were some of our original followers. And on IG, it was good because if you knew the right people and you could DM them and say the right code words, he'd send you a 10cc syringe of, dare I say it, liquid culture. What? I don't have to start from spores east. I can get liquid culture. Shh, don't tell anybody. Just, and then the guy that's sending it to you is giving you false addresses and liquid culture. Shh. Come here, buddy. I can tell you right where to get some liquid culture. This guy, right? 4 people in the United States handled all the liquid culture. Until 2 or 3 of them said, hey, this is such a good market. You know what we should do? Let's just pour some water in the syringe, send it to the guys, and blame them if it doesn't work. There were a few of those guys out there 4.5 years ago who got shut down. There's all kinds of, we've heard of all of the snakes. 4.5 years ago, that's what my whole point is, the culture. Then 3.5 years into it, you're like, I can get somebody that colonizes plates. I can get a colonized plate. I mean, you're talking a Petri plate, right? 100 millimeter plate? What? 100 millimeter, right? And it's going to hardly be colonizing? Where? Count me in. Then there was the old, hey, for a while you went from liquid culture to colonized plate. Guys were selling plates. Pre-order. You have to pre-order. I'll get you some. How much? $40 a plate. Wait a minute. Can't I start a plate from one of those dry mushrooms you sent me? In that 1 gram? What? You need to start with a laboratory and you need to. $40 plates. This was just three and a half years ago. Eggs! Now the greatest LC source walks among us. His name would be Sandman. Think about I am trying to point these things out to you guys. Think about a lot of the people that have come and gone. Think about the people that have taken shots at old pops and they're no longer here. Back 4.5 years ago, we said, we're going to start we didn't know any better. We're going to start an IG page. How many IG pages has Pops gone through? How many iterations? Knock on wood. The page that I'm on IG right now is my 18th page. 18th page. We started out as Pop Shrooms 1, Pop Shrooms 2, Pops in Detroit. 18 pages. The first 10 or so were in the first year and a half when they're trying to shut you down. Everybody's reporting, and there's other people. The guy filling up the syringe with water, he's reporting you because your stuff's actually good and his isn't going to sell. So we pirate that guy. We cut him off at the knees and all of the crap that was going on among the mycology community skanks to skankify things. It was time to hang in there. Or let's go back to the Mediterranean. Let's go back. I couldn't change where I was growing. I was becoming a different person. Then you start getting testimonies from people. Then I started my own microdose regimen. For the first time, I grew for more than a year before I actually microdosed. I just knew what I was doing was right because it was helping people. And that is so my soul. 4.5 years ago, I tell my sisters, I have two of the most beautiful sisters in the whole world. I tell my sisters I'm getting into this mycology thing, and it was, you're going to... Pure fear for me. Don't do it. No. There wasn't any of us knew 4.5 years ago if we took the steps we were taking then, we'd end up where we are today. There weren't any of us that knew that we'd end up where we are today. Here was the thing we didn't know. 4.5 years ago, when we decide we're going to start teaching and we're going to start growing and we're going to start learning how to do this, and we're going to start having people come to our home and leave our home with buckets of cakes made. That got dangerous because now all of a sudden, maybe Pops is doing... we had to cut that off. I tried to write a book. Lady steals my material content. This is a USC graduate master program graduate in journalism. I found the perfect partner. This person's going to definitely help me put the book out of my dreams. Co-writer steals it and sues me. USC students have money, parents with money. Sues me for my idea and wants the book. Well, of course, I had plenty of reason to not win the case, but it cost me a few $1,000s. This website that we have today, third website. We didn't really celebrate an anniversary, but it came about a month ago. 1 year we've been on the second or the third website. The 2 before that, rip Pop off. Pops doesn't know anything from anything. He's so IT dumb, it's not even. What we'll do is help him set up the website. When as soon as there's a lot of money in the deposit, we just boop, disappear with it. He was dumb enough to give us all his passwords. He trusted us. See, he's growing mushrooms, so he trusts everybody. Well, let me do it again. This time I won't trust him as much. I'll keep 2 of the 3 passwords to myself. Oh, you can. That's nothing, Hacky. Hacky could get me the second time. Different guy. They're winning a few thousand more. Oh, I'll start a Patreon for you, Pops. What's a Patreon? Don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you later. About 4 weeks into a Patreon, people are writing to me, hey, so you going to do anything for that money I sent you? I go, what are you talking about? Well, I sent you a Patreon membership. What's that mean? It means you're supposed to teach us stuff and we pay you. I go, what? Now I have to shut down a Patreon account that somebody made in my name and pay them back. Pay all these Patreon members back. I don't know what the heck that was all about. It keeps the mountain. It's not a small one. There's been so many accomplishments along the way. The freeze drying, the tinctures that we made a couple of years ago, the blue ice tinctures. The book itself got published and finished. Amazing. We started all kinds of other things, but here's the thing that I'm the most proud of. My friends here that I just mentioned. See, the website's going on for a little over a year now, and there hasn't been an iota of disconsonance in any of it. Not one time, not one transaction. Not one transaction. Because you stay in it long enough, and you meet people, and you get discerning, and you find people with common goals from yours. And after you've been burned twice or 3 times, you don't have to get burned a 4th. You can learn from that. And you meet men of integrity that want to do the same thing you do. And I found CCS to help me be the IT behind the website. We could not do a thing without him. I don't want to. I don't want to learn how to do it myself. I'm too busy. I have so many other things going on. All I have to do is send him a text, and it's done. And there's never been a whisper of a whisper of a whisper. We invite a couple other people onto the team because they are men of integrity that have acted with nothing but integrity. We've learned to trust them implicitly. That would be Sandman and Cleany. I don't get a whisper of a complaint about how they're handled by these men. Our goal when we set up the account, our website, wasn't for Pops to make money. See, that's what Jeff Bezos did. He set up an account where he got everybody in there, Amazon, and you could sell your products on his platform, but he wanted a percentage. See? He needed a percentage to make it all worth his while. See? Shroomazon, that's us, we don't get percentages. Because that percentage would go in my pocket instead of as a discount to you. They would have to charge you more to pay me 10%. Does that make any sense? If you're really not in it for the money, not in it for the money. Quick calculation. Let me show you something. $5,000. It started at zero. 5,700 as of this morning. 5,749 labels printed out of here in less than 3 years. Close to 6,000 labels printed sitting here. Jesus Christ, they include tracking numbers. That's just the ones here. CCS sends out tinctures. Cleany sends out flower stuff. Sandy sends out LCs, chocolates. Now, I'll have to admit, this list is from 3 years worth. This is 3 years worth. But the last year's worth is included. These other gentlemen's aren't even included in there. It's a pretty big scale of things, guys. I know I'm sounding flexy. I want you to... We're going places with this whole idea. Nobody did this alone. That's why I'm trying to say this. Pops did not do any... Somebody was on the receiving end of that label. Somebody accepted it. I would say less than 1% return, maybe 1% return, because we either put the wrong label, something, mistake. 3 years worth have gone into this. I did a brief, rough calculation. And I don't want this to... Oh, sounds like it's going to rain. I don't want this to come out, sound wrong. But listen to this one. Brief calculation in 3 years of tea. We've probably donated in prizes and shipping. Each one of those shipping labels, $6. They're like $5.85. Now they're up to $6.10. Every one of those shipping labels. We've calculated in gifts, prizes, and shipping. In 3 years, we've given away about $20,000. That makes me so proud. Because I'm not broke. I had the best chili sandwich last night, chili-sized sandwich you could ever imagine, a big old tall glass of milk. It was such a good sandwich. I go fishing on the weekends here during the spring and the summer. I work with men like Sandman to help people. In three years, we put out over 800 videos just to get onto YouTube. To become Tea with Pops 3 years ago when we started, took a month and a half. Took a month and a half. When we did it, we said one thing. I'm not casting aspersions on anybody. I think this is a very important thing to say. 3 years ago, when we started it, let's remember that landscape isn't what it is today. Today, we're seeing states like Arizona, state senate saying, man, we got to start funding therapeutic grants to companies that are going to work with psilocybin therapy. giving money to that for research and development in their own state. States, Massachusetts is moving. Michigan's well on its way. Oregon's done. California's moving. All of these. That was not the case 3 years ago. I go out in public now, a lot of ladies, they're wearing cute little mushroom shirt. There's mushroom floral patterns on their skirts. Fashion's changing. CNN's giving programs on it, an hour-long program on what it's like. This is all in the last 3 years. We're at the cutting edge of this as pioneers. I wrote to Free last night. We are pioneers. We've been driving this thing. We are the front edge of this. And we've been doing it by example. We've been doing it by showing people you're gonna get screwed. Somebody's gonna come along and rip you off. Maybe 3 or 4 times before it all starts straightening itself out. You gotta put in the work. The fruit doesn't start on day 1. That's just mix and substrate day. You might have to mix a lot of batches of substrate to even come up with the right batch to start with. That's what we gotta do. And you gotta do it without a mask on. You cannot have conviction of your beliefs if you can't stand up and teach with impeccability as well. Let the rumors come, as they will, and the bigger you get, the more rumors will come. The bigger you get, the more shots will be fired. Guess what you get to do as long as you're impeccable? Say, show me any evidence of when I ever did that ghastly, rumorous thing. If you didn't, they can't. I was too busy growing mushrooms in my basement, bro. And then if you spend time feeding those monsters, guess where your time goes? Feeding the monsters instead of feeding the people that need it. Oh, yeah. Even nature agrees. She's breaking out there with lightning bolts right now. No kidding. Started out, the sun was out, and it's going, oh, Pops is right, and Pops is correct. I hope that's what it's saying. That's what I think it's saying. Okay? Wait.
No, we're doomed.
Doomed?
No, we're doomed.
Done.
Done.
You think today's the final day?
No.
I'm over here shouting and yelling and doing my thing. You guys know none of us could have done any of this. Right, Jesus? I get it. Without each other. I hesitate. I was going to read out a list of people, my veteran friends and the new. I can't read out a list because I'll forget somebody. There's so many people here that have literally, you may not, I can't even express it in a kind enough way that it doesn't sound schmaltzy. You have become so important to me. If I say too many, if I say names, other people's feelings, you didn't say mine, and I meant yours too. I have to leave it general. But I can't even begin to tell you some of the friends that I've made here. And we put time into the friendship. You know what time you put into being a friend? Just being here. Just being here and pushing a like button. because I know my friend's listening. He's probably going to get a little something from it. But more than that, he's helping push the word to somebody else. That's why. It's like friends you aren't just a friend with somebody for nothing. You have to have a give and take in a friendship. Our give and take here is you show up. Mine is for 3 years, we've shown up. That's an uncountable number for a podcast situation. Doing something that started out 4.5 years ago without a program, 3 years ago when people were cowering in their basements and unwilling to stand up and say, let's teach this from the front with impeccability, why does Pops wear a white coat? Why do I wear a lab jacket? Well, number one, it's what I wear around my lab because it's symbolic. This is beyond my symbol. 3 years ago, I was like, should I wear a white coat? When I did the first show, should I wear a white coat? Should I wear my lab coat? Because I wore it here. Yeah, go ahead and wear it. And I'm like, oh, it's a little pretentious. People are going to look at you, and they're going to go like, oh, what the goofball is... And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's what I want. Maybe you got to have a little bit of a tagline. Maybe you got to start out with a little bit of, what's his gimmick? If I want people to listen, maybe I got to have a little bit of bait on the end of the hook. What's the bait? A dumb white jacket. That isn't dumb at all. It isn't dumb at all. It is literally my sign of pride today. I don't wear a jacket now, and people wear a jacket. Now imagine that. That's development. That's some product development. That's better than a Burger King speed. We don't know, Woz. You haven't seen that on me yet. That's development. And then you guys let me teach you here. And it's what I need to do. It's what I need to do. You let me be your supplier. You let me provide fun and laughter. And it makes me laugh. I didn't mean for this to run this long, but it's run long. It's my anniversary. I can do whatever I want. We'll do regular stuff tomorrow. Then we said, let's meet. You can't do all of this stuff virtually. In the real world, people actually meet. They go to car shows if they're into cars. They meet on hiking trails if they're hiker guys. They meet up and they go spelunking together. That's weird, but they do it. What's spelunking? Thank you, MVP. What is spelunking? Come on. That's right. B. Hendricks. B. Hendricks is smart here. Hags too. Slingy. Spelunkers are cave explorers. People that explore caves. So if we were cave explorers, let me ask you a question. Would it be enough to just sit here every morning for 3 years and just talk about it? Would it be enough? I wouldn't be very satisfied with that in 3 years. I got to get together with at least 4 of you and spelunk something. Okay? We got to spelunk something. So, see? Nature's all over this. Who agrees with me? Okay? Nature for one. But as far as I'm concerned, I can't just sit here and not hang out with another mushroom spelunker. Okay? Hey, Whiskey, I'm telling you right now, nature's saying, Pops speaketh, trutheth, or something like that. It's coming out something like that to me. Okay? You can't do shows on spelunking. Kim says, I tried spelunking and I met MVP. And I saved a whale because I pushed a like button this morning. So, the health of communities has a lot to do with having opportunities to hang out together. And then the networking that goes on there, and then from there, the ripple effects. And we recognize that. How many Mush Fests ago has it been, Carlotta? How many have we had? Mush Fests or parties of pops? 6 in 3 years? I'm counting something in the neighborhood of 6 in 3 years. We had 6, I believe, where we actually get together. Mush Fest this year, I've been telling Sandy I would talk more about it. Mush Fest this year is going to be Memorial Weekend, and it's in a city called Marine City, which is about 45 minutes north of Detroit, between Lake Erie and Lake Huron. Okay. Adopt Me King is asking how old I am. I've been getting a lot of that lately, people asking how old I am. So I would just like to be official. I want to tell you officially, I'm 91. I'm 91. Okay. So for those of you that are relatively new and have been, I wonder how old that guy is. I'm 91. Okay. Back to me. Some more about me. Let's crack up it. I look pretty amazing for 91. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's because I'm ahead of my time. Well, you see what happens when you get to be my age, you guys? You'll Tripvik knows this. A couple of us know the trick. You get to take all of the leap years out of your. You get to take years that you didn't really get a very good birthday present. Like you look back and go, that year I was supposed to be 45. That was a crappy present. So take 45 out. And as you trim, you can work the trim button on your age monitor. And basically, the years that don't belong in there go out. So yeah, you're 91, but you're a legit 66. It's a lot like a space-time continuum. It's hard to understand until you get the opportunity to start doing. You can start pulling some years out. Okay? It's an amazing trick. It's almost magic, but we don't like using that word. Okay. How come all the time I see his nose starting? Give you guys an example. Streamed 12 days ago. 1.9 views. So when I tell you guys the live people here We're privileged. We're privileged. There's a lot of people that get an opportunity to watch what we're doing worldwide. The numbers are pretty amazing. 75% of the people watching Tea with Pops are in the United States. The other 25% are in all the other countries. 89% of the people watching Tea with Pops are men. We only have an 11% woman viewership. My goodness, I wish it was more. It was 6% a year ago. We're up to 11%. 1 out of 10. Age groups. The most populous age group watching is between 25 and 45. About half of the population of subscribers is between 25 and 45. About 5% of the viewers are over 60. About 5% of us are between 91 and 60. These are all things I'm so grateful for. Pretty, again, it's been a flex morning. I was gonna try to find a couple of old videos like from a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay? So you guys go ahead, feel free to use birthday math. Now that you know, and only you, because we have no right deciding how to write your movie. Only you get to decide which years you get to pull out, okay, and just discard. You can have complete do-overs on those. Let me give something away, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a reading to close out today, because I still feel like as much as I've been talking about tea and Pops and me, it's really about us. Do you guys believe me when I say that? Give me 10. I want 20 people. Say, Pops, we believe you. We believe there's a reason you show up here every day. And it's to keep this thing alive and growing. It's not just alive, guys. There are very few people that are 1.9K in 12 days. 1.9K in 12 days. They're getting something out of it. Thank you, guys. Let's do a giveaway. All right? Let's do a quick giveaway. We know what we're doing here. Numbers between 1 and 50. 1 and 50. The foundation of this show is generosity and kindness. 1 and 50. Kill the game, 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 kill the game. The very first number, see, that's what the universe does. The very first number on my screen was a 22. And what number do you think is in the chute? Why, that'd be a 22, ma'am. Why, that'd be a 22, ma'am. As fast as we could play, we win. That's what we do here. Winner is Kate. Katie and Cole. Kate and Cole. Kate and Cole. Something like that. Katie rock and roll. Okay? Good job to Katie. Boom. She said, Pops, please don't play. Just send it my way. Okay, with a solo number too, right, man? That was like confident. She was, I already know the number, Pops. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. I already know the number, Pops. We're going to send Kate this. We're going to assume that the bag probably weighs about a half a gram. I don't feel like unsealing it, Kate. Not bad. Not bad. Right, whiskey? That's a good one, what you just said. Okay? So, Katie, in order to get that from us, you need to send me your address, please. Send your address to the DetroitMushLab.net. Go there, scroll down to the bottom of the title page, and there's a way to contact me. Send that to that address, your address to that site. And since you're 32 years old, look at that. Wasn't like that 10 minutes ago. Send that to me. We're going to give this away right before we leave today. Anniversary present for somebody. So hang in here. Let me do a small reading for today, please. You'll have to listen to play. We're on agreement number 3. I like my agreements. They're foundational. It's the thing that I literally, as I'm telling you, 4.5 years ago to about 3 years ago, I studied this. I found the book. As I was doing my mushroom cultivation, I was doing pop cultivation. And like really, honestly, truthfully, this book connected with me on the most molecular level. I wasn't a self-help guy. I'm like, I'm good enough, man. I'm going to be an Airbnb king and go to the Mediterranean. No, I'm going to grow fungus. So I'm going to start reading this one book. The fungus taught me patience. Sincerely. I was growing my ability to be a patient human being because that's not my human nature, nor was it something that got me more money by being patient. It didn't help me make more money. Patience was something that was sincerely missing in my character. It's a character flaw. It's a character flaw. You have to be able to slow down. Yeah, it's great to go 100 miles an hour. You need to not go 100 miles an hour a lot of times. It's so much healthier. My lack of patience created one thing, and I didn't even know it. For years, I suffered this without knowing. Anxiety. I didn't even know what anxiety was. It was just a word. Anxiety, I'm not anxious. I don't have anxiety attacks. When you live in a constant state of a lack of patience, you're also living in a constant state of anxiety. Just anxious about everything. Very little peace for anything. Everything needs to happen faster now. You're talking 60-year-old dude that can't get a handle on that. You start trying to push the speed of fungus, it's not going to work. Mr. 6 months of, I can grow them faster than anybody else. Who does that? I did. I couldn't grow them. I could grow them stronger. I could grow the cycle that I said, stop trying to have the best substrate. Stop with your ego trying to be, you're going to be the best pro science out there. Be as basic as you possibly can. Strip yourself down to basic. What's basic? Cocoa coir. A little bit of something, a little bit of, that's it. What else? Basic. Time. Let time and nature do what it's going to do. You go in there and shake the jars every 4 hours. But I don't understand why they didn't colonize completely. They were going good, and then all of a sudden they went south on me. That was after your 57th shake and break, bro. Doesn't work that way. Basic. And I'm like, you don't understand, I'm really important. No, Second agreement tells me I'm not important. Don't take anything personally. You don't understand. I could sell you. I'm a great salesman. I could sell ice to an Eskimo. No, first agreement says be impeccable. Only give people what they need out of goodness and kindness. Don't try taking something from them just because you can. Basic. Third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Assumptions mean what? It's all about me. Take it personal. T's all about me. The reason we're here is because no. I couldn't have done it. I can't do it without Brock doing a backup for us all the time. And there wouldn't even be a show if there weren't people. I'm going to go all the way back. I see people right here, my foundational people. I'm only going to mention 2 or 3 without anyone getting butthurt. Kimberly Bolden, golden from the start. Exception, golden from the start. Higgs, golden from the start. Sandy and Carlotta, enough. Foundations, and we wouldn't be here. And so it's not. If I think it's me personally, after a while, if you guys could have sensed that in my authenticity, you would end up turning this thing off and saying, gag me with a spoon. Who does this guy think he is? What a creep. Who this guy thinks he is somebody that finally has a message. I can't stop preaching and teaching, but I finally have a message of goodness and kindness. I finally have a message that I know without 1 ounce of hypocrisy, because every other one of my stories had hypocrisy in them, without 1 ounce of hypocrisy. This stuff works. Being basic. The four agreements, why I loved it. Would you just strip me naked and teach me 4 steps that'll get me through? I don't want 12. I don't want 17 different self-help volumes. I don't want to have to go to get a sweat lodge in Arizona and then after that fly to Jamaica and have some Anthony Robbins teach. I don't want any of that. I want it as basic as my fungus is growing. I finally figured out how to grow good fungus. Basic. I would dare say I'm growing some of the best fungus in the United States today. Period. Self-affirming statement. And I didn't change less than basic. When I was trying to be more than basic, I had a lot of green tubs. We create sadness, we create drama in our lives because we make these assumptions basic. Well, I assume it's about me. Now I'm pissed. It wasn't about me. Never was. I'm not that important. Never was. And it couldn't be about me because I was impeccable. So it never came out of me. Not the way they're taking it out of context and making it sound. That isn't what happened. Move on. Or dwell on it. Fight. Drop another bomb. Throw a fit. Throw a fist. Get into it. Middle East. They make a lot of assumptions about each other over there. I mean, not just there. But that's where it starts. Making assumptions about each other, about each other's cultures, about each other's way of life, about each other's looks, about each other's habits, about each other's religions. It all comes from making assumptions. It's none of my business. All the sadness and drama you've lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. Step 2. I took it personal and I assumed. Take a moment to consider the truth of this statement. The whole world of control between humans is about making assumptions and then taking things personal. Our whole drama of hell, the one we see every day, is based on that. People haven't stopped assuming it's about them and then taking it personal. And then we feed that machine. And we wind it up. And we might even put a Fifth Avenue bow on it because it's easy to sell. We create a lot of emotional poison by assuming things and taking it personal. That's emotional poison in 2 places. Internally, but I usually will spew it too. I'll spew my poison. I hope you're not wearing a white jacket like me. I'm going to splatter you with my poison of assumptions. And then you turn around and go, bro, it had nothing. Why did you spit all over my lab jacket? Well, what the hell did you just do? Well, it had nothing to do with you. We weren't even talking about you. What? It's the big matote. It's the chaos that we create in our brains, in our psyche. When we start to understand, oh, we're so important. You can't be that important if they can take 18 pages away from you. You can't be that important. The only part of you that's important is the part that's helping people heal. That's it. Anything else, if you think it's about you, then you probably should be selling yachts. I'd rather grow shrooms. Me too. 4 simple little agreements. We'll cover some more of them. We're only halfway through assumptions. There's so much more to say about assumptions. And I appreciate that you guys let me say this. I'm reminding myself as I go, this is my lifestyle. This is what changed who I am. This is what gave me the strength. There's been a lot of cough days. There's been a lot of days I want to call in, tell the boss, I really don't want to do the show today. I don't have the energy. I don't want to fake it. And then you get up and you go. You put on your white lab coat and you show up. And all of a sudden, all you have to do is hear this music starting and get your energy. And your day's starting. And you're like, I got to make sure I make my bed. I got so much to do today. Final giveaway. Pick a number between 1 and 50. Go. 1 and 50. I got a number in the chute. Shoot me a number. Right, eggs? The music starts my day. That's like, I keep wanting to change it, but I can't find something as cool. Okay? I'm still looking for that number. You can put, there it is. Done deal. Done deal. Catzilla. Cat Meowzilla. Kitty cat. Cat said 27, and sure enough, the number was 27. So it's Catzilla, Kitty Cat Meow. And tomorrow, by the way, we'll be back to normal stuff. We'll have a regular show. But today was all about me. Okay, here we go. Catzilla, let's figure out. You'll have to sort of Subtract the bag size yourself. You decide what you think that weighs. What do you think about that, kitty cat? What do you think about that, kitty? Even if it's a 1 gram bag. Okay? Meow, kitty. We felt like closing out an anniversary show with something worthy of 3 years of being here. 3 años con mis amigos. Love you guys. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for celebrating today with me. I need you guys in my life. I don't usually say that. It makes me feel so vulnerable. But I do need this. I need you guys. I need what we do every day. Pumps me up. It's as good as this is my emotional gym. Okay? You guys go have a beautiful day, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Same much time, same much channel. Brock says, hey, he's out doing a task. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Keep each other in mind. Grow this community. Be impeccable, okay? Don't take things personal, okay? Don't make assumptions, okay? And then the 4th agreement's a secret. We'll get to that one soon. It is not a secret. Talk to you guys later. Pilar and Slingy. Cleany, one of my business partners. S. Martin, happy anniversary. Slingy. Benny Ben and D. Anderson. He's one of the solid guys here. Billy D2. JC and Gasly. Mike Barabal. Anthony is. Stealthy Sports. Good morning, Stealth. Carlotta. Nerdy. File 13, Anthony JC, Jesus Christ in Australia. Anthony is Coopy. Coop, there you are. 50%'s better than 0%. Catzilla meow. Hit meow, kitty. Hags, nice to see you. 3 years snapping them. Boom, boom, boom. Coach Carmine would be so proud of us, bro. Gasly, Sid, Mikey Patterson, happy to have you here. Yog. Wazzy, Nerdy, Anthony Kim, Jesus Christ, Laura, you are divine. Thanks for being here. Saturn, Tiffany, love you. Deborah, you're a pearl. Jolie, so are you, actually. Anthony Coopy, Carlotta, I love you. Hair care, Anthony Herbie Von Werby Kabab, Anthony Jimmy Max, Anthony again, JC Evan McHugh. Pilar, Grady, and Jesus Christ, and B, and Michael Brown. Carlotta, thank you, dear. Jason, there he is. Jesus Christ, and Jason Wyeth. Marky Z, all the way out. Mike Barabal, Robert Henderson, Mushmouth. My guy. Mushy, mushy, mushy. Nipper Mama, B. Henders, hi, Niffy. Zebra Saras, Whiskey. All the way down. Boom! In 17, Whiskey. Moms, have a great day. Thanks for letting us have your hubby. Hip Kitty, Anthony Gasly, Melissa G, love you. File 13, you too. B. Hendricks, Pilar. Summer, we need this. We all need it. I need it. Billy D. Jason Rivera, hi, Jason. EMT and Michael Allen. An Exception, Ben. It's been a ride, huh, Exception? Jason and File 13 and Melissa G and Mikkel Hirsch and Mike Barabal and Jason. Sandy, I love you, big guy. Robert Henderson. Oh, yeah. Detroit Lions are number 2. Los Angeles Rams are number 1. Have a great day. I'll see you guys here tomorrow.